Hello everybody, welcome to a new video here on the channel. Now, as you may remember, my 2003 Mercedes-Benz S-Class, after about 6 years, it decided to rot away. So, that's now in the big graveyard in the sky. However, its replacement has arrived. So, let me introduce you to the cheapest S-Class in the world. 2008 S320 CDI. So, yeah, after a couple of weeks ago, we picked up this 2008 S320 CDI. Now, why this one? Why not just any S-Class? This particular one has a couple of boxes ticked off that we wanted. It's pretty well spec'd. It's been well cared for. It's got nice wheels on it. All sorts of things that we wanted out the old car, we've got in this one. Now, as you can see, this car is not completely bone standard. And that's because this is what we've done in the past couple of weeks that we've owned the car. We got this car around the 28th of June, so the back end of June. It's now, dating recording this is the 19th of July, so the COVID restrictions have been lifted in the UK. So this car, it's got the plate on it and everything. These backlights, these have been upgraded from the standard Mercedes ones to the facelift tail lights, which look very cool. There you go. And if I just pop the boot, the number plate lights have also been upgraded to these LED ones. It's got the soft closing boot, just like the old car, but this car has a lot more features than the old car. In fact, if you'll noticed in the videos, the old car pretty much had no optional extras on it. Probably lucky to have the navigation system, and that's probably about it. But this one, I'm going to show you all its optional extras and how much we got it for. So let's first of all start off with getting in the car, of course. If I open the door, first of all, the big difference is the dashboard. Instead of it being a generic normal analog cluster, you've now got, well, you've got the analog bits, but you've got a full LCD display. Also, you will have noticed that the gear shift has moved from the center console to the steering column and replaced with a knob which controls the new command system, which is basically a rip-off of BMW's iDrive. But this is a lot better than BMW's iDrive in a million ways. Notes on the door, this time we've got heated seats, which your car didn't have. And they work, they're fantastic. Although I've hardly had to use them since it's so hot here. If I just click the lights on and off again, and then just, there you go. Look at the instrument cluster, according to that, it's 38 degrees. Well, that's obviously a lie, but it's still, it feels like it. The car also has, if I just tug on the door a bit, notice it's not shutting. That's, it's got these here which are like shock absorbers, but they instead make it so the door doesn't shut on the incline. See, look, the car's parked on an incline here, the door is staying open. If this was the old car, it would just shut like that. But if I do shut the door, soft closing doors, which is very, very cool. And just one more thing before we get in it. If I get the key here, on the old car, you'll never be able to do this, but if I hold the key like this, all the windows dropped, and like I say, it's mega hot today, so it's a good idea when it's really hot in there. You want to drop the windows down and get the air circulating. So yeah, let's hop in. Like I say, inside you've got the instrument cluster, like I say, the command system, which is operated by a knob now instead of a normal buttons. You've got the climate control here, which has got an actual dual speed fan motor, so this side can be blowing more air down the other side. It's It's got 3 different driving modes. It's got Sport, Comfort and Manual. Manual is, if you have a look behind the steering wheel, it's got these buttons. It's got flappy, I call them flappy buttons, not flappy paddles, because they're not paddles, they're just buttons. You've got automatic headlights, just like on the old car. Now, on this car, though, it's got something mega different. Yeah, it's got an electronic handbrake, which is quite nice, because say you just parked up, you put it in drive away without having to touch the handbrake. And another feature it's got is hold. So if you just at the lights, you just put your foot on the brake pedal, then push it down a little bit more, and hold pops up in the dashboard. In fact, I'll demonstrate it in a little minute. You've got satellite navigation. Pop it in here, there you go. You've got a mobile telephone. You can just dial any number, or you can use the keypad. Or press clear. You've got video, but this is the cool bit, vehicle. You've got all of the vehicle options that you can do. You've got interior lighting, motion sensors, entry exit, automatic locking, all sorts of things. If I just stick the ignition on now, though, you can see there are the dash coming to life. Now, if you know anything about these, you may know what that little logo down there in the corner is. Yep, this car, if I just start the engine and then press this lever, yep, this has got Distronic Plus, which is basically Mercedes' radar-guided cruise control system. Now, basically what this does is you're driving along, just put this on, you're driving along and basically it senses the car in front. So eventually there, you'll come up with the car and then the car speed will automatically adjust. And you can change the distance using this little gauge here. On the cruise control store, you can resume, turn it off, and now what I can do now is if I just press the brake pedal and then pull back on this, that's the electronic parking brake released. Now if I put it in drive, now if I do the thing with the brake pedal, you can see I've not got my foot on the brake pedal, the car's at a standstill and it's come up with hold, and I can just simply put the car back in park straight from hold and engage the parking brake, which is a very nice feature to have on this. This car does get very good fuel economy. On a run, you can get about 40 to the gallon out of this. So I suppose, speaking of fuel economy and power, let's go under the bonnet and have a look at the engine. So under here we have a 3-litre V6 diesel. This pushes out about 235 brake horsepower and 540 newton meters of torque, which is quite a lot of power, and it's a decent amount of power for a 2200, I think it's like 2200 kilos, this thing, and it does go well. The engine runs nice and smoothly with nearly no issues. I'll explain why I said nearly in a minute. It is a very nice engine. As you can see there's the radar sensor, which is detecting the car in front, and also behind here you have 2 other sensors, which is for the Plus, the Distronic Plus, which can detect the car in front. And you may think, if you just look at this car, you'll think, oh, it's not got Parktronics, it's not got the little circle things in the front and at the back. So look at the back, it's not got the little circles, but I will show you. If I go back in the car and place it into drive, you can see the Parktronic symbol come up. As you can see, it's already firing into life, and if I just take the parking brake off and just start moving it forwards, you can see the Parktronic instantly comes to life. So, finally, let's talk about how much this car cost and its problems. another thing I forgot to mention, that this car actually has bi-xenon headlamps with the cornering lights down here. So say you're going around a bend, that will light up and light the corner for you, which is very, very nice. So, the bit you're probably all wondering, how much did all of this Mercedes S-Class cost? See, in the back, it's a short wheelbase, so there's not much going on in the back, but how much did it all cost for Distronic bi-xenon headlights and all sorts of that other good stuff? What if I told you £2,600? Yep, 2,600 quid for a pretty much mint S-Class Mercedes. But it's not cheap without its issues. So, let's start talking about it. So, it isn't an S-Class if it hasn't got air suspension problems. So, let's start off. When we got the car, the back here was on the floor. Well, it's not exactly on the floor. I'll put a picture of it on the screen for you. Basically, this back end of the car was low, and this one was a bit lower than it is there. And also, if you got in the car and started the engine, you'll find that the button at the top, which raises and lowers the air suspension, did nothing. Not a thing. Another thing we found, which was actually quite related to a lot of the other issues that we found on the car, including the mirrors wouldn't fold in when you locked it, was that if you got in the car, see the instrument cluster's lit up now, all good, nice, but when you pull the key out, it'd go dead, as if the battery had been disconnected, which is effectively what the car was doing. On this W221 chassis S-Class, there is two batteries. There is one under the bonnet here, and if we go around the back into the boot, ignore all the stuff here, but there's another battery behind that panel there. And it was that battery that was causing all the issues. Basically, what the car was doing is when you put the key in, all the power would be coming from this battery. But as soon as you pull the key out, it changed the power and moved from that battery to the one in the boot, which was toast. So, after replacing that battery, the music stops. The suspension starts working, the car starts going up and down, and the mirrors fold in when you lock it, which is very, very nice. So at that point, then lights got installed. Number plate lights got installed. These ones here. Hang on, can you get them on camera? There they are. That one there. And that one there. All the soft closing stuff was working in the first place. The engine ran fine. But apart from one thing regarding the engine, you may have noticed earlier in the video that when I started the car, engine management light's on. Now, according to my OBD scan tool, that check engine management light is a throttle actuator with open circuit and a DPF, which is full. But we've looked under the car and it looks as if it's got a new DPF fitted, so we're highly doubting that that's the issue. But the throttle actuator, on the other hand, well, that is going to go to someone who knows about Mercs and those sort of things, and hopefully we will have that problem sorted. Also on this car, I said it has good bodywork. I mean, from here it does look really good, but it's not exactly perfect. There are a few scratches and touch-up marks here and there. I suppose then we'll call them age-related. There's a little, there, you can see it there with the light on it. There's a little ding there. And the wheels, again, probably well, done their miles. Well, they're almost 99,000 miles. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. But they could do with a refurbishment. But apart from that, this car, everything that needs to work, works. Like the soft closing doors, the Distronic Plus. We even managed to get to stop at a set of lights at once. Yeah, well, yeah, another thing that doesn't work, the CD changer. At one point, it actually thought it had a CD in, then it thought it had two. Press the eject button, and then it starts making all sorts of mad noises. So what I do, I managed to take the unit out, hit the top of the unit, and spat one disc out, then kept one disc in. So I managed to get something in the holes in the top of the unit and get a disc, and eventually it spat the disc out. But then I put it back in, hoping that it would work properly again. It didn't. Now it thinks there isn't a disc in there. So as far as the car's concerned, the CD changer is working, but it really isn't. This bit works though, and it also has a iPod connector thing in the glove box. Basically, it's an old iPod 30 connector, but this lightning connector adapter came with the S-Class, so you can plug your iPhone into it, which is very nice. This was not on properly, but put that back on. Also, if we just open the back, the back also has soft closing doors. This cigarette lighter, the cover off that black piece there was missing. We actually found it in this seat pocket here. So I managed to clip that back on, and it opens and shuts properly. And then after that, all it needed was a good clean. And look at here, there's a view from the back. It is very nice in here. So yeah, that's basically all there is about the world's cheapest S-Class. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there's obviously going to be a lot more content where this S-Class is concerned. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.